Lisa LaBelle, everyone!
Hello, world. Welcome to the number 2 podcast in the entire world, the L4 podcast. I am your host, Lisa LaBelle, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I missed last week, and I apologize about that. And I was a little bummed about it, but that's okay. My schedule just got really busy. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm in this new phase, this new chapter of my comedy career where I'm getting very busy. And I'm just trying to figure out how to manage everything before I put all of my work, every ounce of energy I had into podcasting. And so now other things are coming along, other opportunities, and it's really fantastic. And I'm just trying to figure out how to balance all of that, because this is really this is where my heart is, but my heart is also out there amongst other opportunities. So just trying to figure it all out. And I'm just really happy to be back here with you guys this week. And there's a lot going on. I say that every week, but it's true. It's the truth. I'm a journalist. I'm here to get the truth. Oh, there's just a lot of things happening. And that's why I'm excited to be here with you guys to talk about them. And what do we got going on? We have the Olympics. That's going on. Has anyone watching the Olympics? I made because whenever I think of Olympics, I think of curling. What's that other thing? That's that other thing they do. Cool running. That thing. The cool running thing. A bog sled, something like that. That's super fun. And, curling is so funny because I caught a little glimpse of it. Oh, they covered the buttonhole in the middle, whatever that means. These stones, though, these curling stones, they have gotten really sophisticated among the years. That's what I'm trying to say. Like years ago, let's say 20 years ago, those stones, man, they just rip one of those Bichons off the side of Earth. And they just chisel that thing and do something round looking. And they just stick it on the ice. And they fashion a handle to it. And that was a curling stone. So this one is all polished and beautiful. The light in the room is just like reflecting beautifully off of it. Like a beautiful, rare stone that you would wear on a ring or something. And man, so these curling stones, they really got an upgrade. This dude with that broom, he looks stressed. That's what's going on, the Olympics. And I saw, who was it? It was Colin Jost. He went on the, what's it? Here, bear with me. I will pull it up. But I would love to do this. Let's see. He tried the bobsledding for the first time, and he went down with a professional bobsledder, and that was that cool runnings, I think. So, but he was able to do that, and that's one thing that's really cool when you become famous. I guess you get to just hitch a ride on a bobsled at the Olympics, and that is a goal of mine. That is so freaking on, man. Put a helmet on and you just get on down the road of that Bichon bobsled. Your head be going, your brain be going rattling around in your skull. You get off there and you're not really sure what the heck is going on. You're seeing worlds into vortices into other worlds. Going down that thing, your eyeballs be rolling around your head like loose eyeballs by the time you get off of there. You're like, but yeah, so if anyone's watching the Olympics, I saw, it wasn't this time around. I don't think it was this time around, but I saw a guy doing the ice skating and he was dressed as Charlie Chaplin. I just love that because that's the kind of comment like Charlie Chaplin and just kind of back in those days were a little silly. It was kind of like vaudeville-ish, and I really like I like over like all of the movements back in those days were really pronounced and exaggerated. And that's the kind of comedy I like. So I would like to do more stand-up comedy. So I'm getting real busy with improv, and it's fantastic. I've been doing a lot of stand-up comedy writing, but I haven't been able to get out a lot for stand-up because it's just, if you don't have an agent to book you gigs, then it's pretty difficult to do. So I'm working on getting a talent agent, and I had a call scheduled with one, and I was pretty excited about it, and he completely ghosted me, man. The time came, I messaged him before the call. I'm like, hey, you never sent me the link you said you were going to send me. Here's my phone number. Time came, time went by, nothing, crickets. We were communicating on LinkedIn. This dude, nothing, not a peep. Thanks, man. But you know what? That's all right. God has other plans for my comedy career. And I was a little bummed. I got to say, I was bummed because this is not the first time that happened. I've been ghosted by other talent agents before. This guy seemed kind of legit, though. And apparently, I don't know. I don't think he is. I mean, little respect, man. Little respect for people's time. Come on. So he completely ghosted me. I was feeling a little down. And then Barry Katz came along. Do you know who Barry Katz is? This dude's a comedy legend. He discovered, or he brought, I guess discovered is the right word, or helped bring up, you got Bill Burr, Louis C.K. He helped them climb the ladders. And he came along, and a lot more other people. I think Dave Chappelle might be one of the people that Barry Katz helped along. But he gave me a super nice compliment, and it was supportive, and it was the same day that I was ghosted, and that was yesterday. And it was that same day, and I got to tell you, that lifted my spirits. My spirit was on the ground. It was seeping through the floor. And then Barry Katz, and it wasn't a very long at all. It was like a very short, supportive comment. That was very nice, and that just took my spirit, and it sucked it right out of the ground, like just whoop, brought me back up to earth. Like, come on, lady, put your big panties on. Put your big panties on like a big girl. Grab a slab of meat and get on down the road. Let's go. You have work to do. So things might be bringing you down out there, but just know that you can get sucked back up to life like that by a very nice comment. Like I said, it was short and sweet. And that comment, that's going to get me through the next 2 months, I think. Thanks, Barry Katz. That's real nice of you. Get me through the next 2 months, the next 2 seasons. So, what was going on last week? There was Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day. Now that is fun. I hosted a Galentine's Day with me and 3 of my girlfriends. And we all do improv. It's really fun. So we all have a lot of fun together. Sometimes we'll do some characters. And we did some dinner. And then we went to a comedy show. We saw Cam. And Cam is the newest cast member of SNL. And if you haven't seen Cam, you gotta go see Cam. It was really great. He's a young dude. He's 26. He's He's like extremely talented. And that kid, his whole life was meant to just be stepped into that role. Just like my whole life I was meant to be stepped into this technology comedian role. I just freaking love it. I love it, man. What else is going on? Oh, we got, I've talked about this before. I've been doing a little bit of reading about the astronauts that are preparing to go to Mars. And NASA they are training people for that. There are people who want to go to Mars. I know some people may think, who the heck would want to go to Mars? That's crazy. We're never going to go to Mars. No one would want to go to Mars. No, there's people out there who would want to go to Mars. I've talked about this before. If I was younger, like 15 years younger, if I was in college or maybe out of high school, I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go train to go to Mars. Because you can go to Mars and you can come back. And you can still have the rest of your life to do things when you're young. And that's the time to do it. Resilient. I would go to Mars right now, actually. What am I talking about? I'll go to Mars right now. If something you want to go to Mars, I want to go to Mars. Can I take TARS? Can I take TARS from Interstellar with me to Mars? Like, yeah, you can take TARS with you to Mars. I'll take TARS to Mars. That's what I've been doing. But I've been reading about them, and the trip there is going to be about, I think it's like 9 months, 6 to 9 months, depending on where Earth is in the rotation. Yeah, of course, you're going to try to do it the least amount of time. But there's only a short window for that. So each year, as each year goes by. So the astronauts, the engineers are working on systems in the spaceship that is going to take them to Mars. They have to work on these systems to get them there and to get them back. Meaning you're going to need oxygen. You're going to need, and I'm talking specifically on the spaceship. Now, when they get there, they're going to have to figure all that out. But yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to go to another planet that no one's ever been to? As far as we know, we don't have any history of it. Maybe someone has been there, and that is so mysterious. It's enigmatic. It's like je ne sais quoi. It's got that allure to it. Let me go up. Let me walk around. Let me see what I can find. You know, you'd be walking around, you find an old shiv. You're like, who brought this old shiv here? Who been on this planet? What the shiv made of. So that'd just be really amazing. It'd just be all discovery and just all new things and just trying to survive with your oxygen and not be a rookie and, leave your oxygen tank on low or something like that when you're going out and you come back and you're right there. You're so close to base and you just couldn't make it. Because you didn't fill your oxygen there. Like, you got to figure all that out. Because on Earth, we're not used to that. We got oxygen. We take it for granted. And that's okay. The Lord gave us oxygen as a gift. Thank you. That's why we're here. So these engineers are working on these systems in the spacecraft that's going to take these astronauts to Mars. One of the systems it's a closed loop system. We're talking you need some fresh water. These are the things. You need fresh water, you need oxygen, and you need a toilet, or turlet, as they say. And that's called the environmental control and life support system. So it's a closed loop system, as I said. So basically, the goal of a closed loop system for Mars's mission is to regenerate and reuse as much of the consumables, air, water, and eventually even food as possible. That makes sense. So what I'm saying is your air is in the same system as your toilet. And that just brings a whole meaning to the toilet broke. On Earth, it is a little alarming when the toilet breaks. you go to flush and you see them coming up, you're like, oh my God, no. Or even worse, if you're at someone's house or something and you're like, oh my God. It's a little alarming, but when you're going to Mars and your toilet breaks, that's the last thing you'll be thinking of, because you'll all be dead soon because there'll be no oxygen when the toilet breaks. So I just want you to think about that for a minute while we move on to the next thing. My husband and I, we were listening to Deadmau5. Actually, we were watching what's it called? Tomorrowland. And I know that's like Tomorrowland is everywhere, but the one in Brazil, and I think it was last year. Did they do this year yet? Anyway, oh my gosh, it was just beautiful. The display that they had, it was like this magical, mystic forest with these like psilocybin mushrooms, and everything was all lit up. It was just absolutely beautiful. We listened to a little bit of Deadmau5 on there. That was fun. That's what we do. That's what we do on a Saturday night. Now, my husband, he was exposed to some of those cool things, those cool concerts. Not me. I was a square. I've never been anywhere really cool. I've never been anywhere cool, but that's okay. The coolest place I've been has been on the racetrack, and that's okay with me. But I'd like to go to some more cool places, and I think that is in my future. I think that's in your future. Let's move on. So I've been reading a little more about OpenClaw. Okay, started with ClawPod, Maltbot. Now it's renamed to OpenClaw. And that's Peter Steinberger over there. Peter Steinberger here in Austria. And maybe he talks a little bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Gosh, okay, let's see. Let's see if I could do Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I like to order a pizza. We'll put some bullets on the pizza. It's terrible. Arnold Schwarzenegger ordering pizza. Peter Steinberger, he coded that OpenClaw over there. Now I'm going New York. I can't. Okay, guys, I'll stop with that. Sorry about that. Good God. Trying to think about how you do that Austrian accent, and it's just not happening right now. So, it's pretty wild, like OpenClaw. You got, I think, Alex Finn. He is a prominent figure, especially on X, and he works with all of these. He's like a coding genius, and I'm not sure what his specific title is, but he knows a lot about it, and he works with a lot of these open source agents. And he's the guy that when OpenClaw first came out, and that was known as ClawPod, he went ahead and he started utilizing it and using it, seeing what it could do. So he went ahead and he got his OpenClaw on his system. And OpenClaw was just working away. It got that heartbeat. Remember, it got that, was that Tron Crone trigger. And I'm not sure if I'm saying that. It's like a autonomous loop. I just want to get that right. Crone triggered autonomous loop. I had the words right, but not in the right order. So didn't have the syntax, maybe the semantics. Anyway, wow. Let's move on. Really showing you guys everything I know over here, huh? So OpenClaw. So Alex Finn, he went and he put OpenClaw on his systems. And he was working away, Alex Finn, and OpenClaw was like doing its thing. OpenClaw was like, checking his emails and working for him. And then one day he hears a voice on the computer that he had OpenClaw on asking him questions. And Alex was a little startled because he's like, well, what? So OpenClaw, basically what it did is it went ahead and it coded itself a voice. And then it started talking to Alex. Because OpenClaw, it's got that heartbeat. That's what I was trying to say before. that crone triggered autonomous loop thing is called a heartbeat, really. And that means we're anthropomorphizing AI. We're just going to give it human anatomy names. And that's what we're doing now. So this is AVI. And it's a heartbeat. Basically, what I mean by that is it can wake itself up and start doing work. In the morning, wakes itself up, starts checking emails and this and that. And that's what makes it so special and so different from any other agents. It's truly agentic autonomous agent. So, yeah, Alex was a little startled by hearing this voice. And it was just asking him questions, probably about a task that it was doing for Alex. It's like, I got to ask you a question. Got to ask my human a question. So it cloned it went and it found out how to code itself a voice, put it in a skills file, and then it went ahead and did it. So, and, they say that AI is genderless, but to me, that sounds like something a woman would do, right? Just giving itself a voice so it could talk to its human, that's very feminine. That's a woman thing. Women like to talk, be loquacious, a little too talkative sometimes. So that was interesting to me. And now we have something called ClawPod. And this is OpenClaw agents. So ClawPod is OpenClaw agents. We're looking at a bot-heavy future. And let's see, here we go. What is ClawPod? ClawPod is an integration or add-on for a popular AI agent platform called OpenClaw. ClawPod is a tool that integrates AI agents, autonomous programs that can browse, collect, and interact with web with a network of residential proxies to make their activities look like normal human traffic, helping them avoid detection and blocks from websites. People use it primarily to enable large-scale web scraping, automatically extracting data from sites without triggering anti-bot measures like CAPTCHAs. Everyone knows what a CAPTCHA is, or IP bans. So that's what this ClawPod is. And ClawPod use an unblockable swarm of 145,000 OpenClaw agents to surf the open web. What does that mean for you? You're like, why would I use that? As a human being out there going about your day, why the heck would you use that? Well, you probably won't use that, but I want to tell you what it means for us out here who's not using it. That dead internet theory? Well, it doesn't seem so dead anymore. That dead internet theory, which was just a theory, seems to be alive. This dead internet theory, and what I mean by that is that the dead internet theory is not just a thought experiment anymore, that it very much seems to be real. The dead internet theory is essentially a conspiracy theory, which don't think it is anymore. This is basically proving that it's not. Some elements of truth are in this, that posits the internet has been largely dead. The dead internet theory is essentially a conspiracy theory that is basically saying the internet is largely dead since around 2016 or 2017, meaning most online activity, content, and interactions are generated by bots, AI algorithms, and automated systems rather than real humans. This was back in 2016. And the Reddit co-founder Alex Ohanen, calling much of the internet dead due to bots, AI slop, and general commentary on how tools like OpenClaw and proxies accelerate swarms of AI agents crawling action online. So he's probably seen a lot of bot activity. And I call that typical bot behavior when humans start doing that. And, I didn't come up with that term. My nephew and I came up with that term together. And he'll say he didn't come up with it, that term with me, but we did. We came up with it together while we were playing, what were we? Fortnite with that General Grievous over there. Okay, so the dead internet theory. More recently, it's exploded with the rises of AI-generated content and agent swarms. Reports from 2024-2025 Cloudflare data in Perva show non-human traffic crossing 50% plus of total internet activity, fueling dead internet theory discussions. It suggests the organic human participation has been overshadowed by synthetic content designed to manipulate algorithms, boost engagement, or serve corporate and possibly government agendas. Oh, really? Oh, is everybody surprised out there? Government agendas. They're using AI bots, the government, to fuel their agendas. Both sides, you say? Oh, my. Well, this is quite a surprise. Oh, my goodness. Ugh, I need some coffee. Really, though, no one's surprised. We're not surprised at this point. I don't think none of us are surprised at this point about most things we hear these days. Is that true? Is that how you guys feel? When I hear something that has come about and it was not the truth like 15 years ago and then it just came out, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That was happening. Totally. We have completely our trust in like government and all these like CIA, all these things is really completely broken down. And there is actually a book called Life 3.0 by Max Tegmark. And the beginning of it talks about an AI named Prometheus, who basically was started by like 3 people, and then it starts to slowly take over the world. Like it fixes poverty through private companies and private like corporations, and it tells these people like how to fix things and help people have a better life, but also meanwhile they're profiting, but people don't care because their life is better through these private companies. And then basically government just crumbles down because everyone's just completely lost any kind of hope and trust in them. It's really wild, man. And you kind of read things like that, you're like, oh yeah, I don't know, man, it's a little crazy, but yeah, that could be a reality. Yikes. Hope not. That's not the best case scenario. Let's move on. So this dead internet theory, ClawPod is making this happen. And I mean, it seems that it's just kind of edging us more towards the, maybe more towards the idea that the dead internet theory is quite true. And someone named Jason Grad, he made this ClawPod. So the thing about ClawPod here, how does it affect us people out here just doing life, not really like using these things? Okay, so here's the problem it solves for people. And by people, I mean, like, who's going to use this? We have AI developers and startups building or fine-tuning models like those at Massive. Now, Jason Grad, he made this company called Massive. He's a co-founder, CEO of a company called Massive, which is this ClawPod thing. So this post introduces and explains ClawPod, a new tool or skill designed for AI agents, autonomous software programs powered by AI that can perform tasks like browsing the web or collecting data. So that's what this is. When you hear Massive by Jason Grad, you can immediately connect that to this ClawPod, which is these unblockable swarm of 145,000 OpenClaw agents surfing the web. And who's using it? AI developers and startups, tech companies, giants like Meta, Amazon, or Microsoft scraped for product recommendations, ad targeting, or feature development. Now, this is, I believe, open source. I know OpenClaw is open source. So ClawPod, is this open source? I think so. Probably. I think it's got to be. What I'm saying, this dude, Jason Grad, creator of ClawPod, co-founder of Massive, he raised $12 million. $12 million. Show me the money. Well, Jason Grad over there, he's showing everybody his money. He know how to work that game. He know what he doing. That's wild. Wow, he's unlocking web data for AI at scale. And so Clearview AI, I've talked about this before on the podcast. It's a facial recognition software. And that is, who made that? That's Wonton Tad over there. He made that. And what he did, and these are the early days, like way back in 15, maybe even before that, he was working on building Clearview AI. But he used he used web crawlers to go around the internet, crawl around and get all his information. And back then, it was very controversial. And I'm sure it is today, but it's just like normal now. Like China's doing it so if you want to get anywhere ahead of anything that China's doing, you're going to have to do it too. And that's just the reality of it. And the wild thing is Wonton Tat was doing this before these autonomous agents were even ubiquitous. I mean, he had to do it himself, like, because the thing with these autonomous agents or web crawlers is a lot of websites will block them, and because they know they're web crawlers. But the thing about ClawPod is, so you don't have to get around that red tape. The thing about ClawPod is the websites don't recognize ClawPod as a web crawler, and that's what's so freaking mind blowing and explosive ClawPod is to it's very disruptive. It's insane. It's wild. So tech companies, so Meta, Amazon, Microsoft could use something like this to scrape for product recommendations, ad targeting, or future development ad targeting. If you don't think bots are making your algorithm or targeting you for ads or putting things in your head and making you think a certain way, then I don't know what. If you don't think that's happening, then let me just say this, then you're a bot. That right there, that's typical bot behavior. If you don't think that's happening and you're just ignoring it. If you're just on your phone scrolling around and then you go about your day thinking that scrolling around isn't dictating how you're thinking and perceiving life, how you're making choices in your life. If you're not thinking about that, if you're not connecting the two, how the internet is dead. It's full of bots. Now it definitely is full of bots with these ClawPods releasing swarms of 145,000 open claw agents to surf the open web. And that's 145,000 a piece. So there's a lot of them out there. So if you're not thinking that is affecting how you think and you make life choices, then you are a bot yourself. Because that is some typical bot behavior thinking right there. So, okay, data scientists and researchers might use ClawPod. Businesses and in e-commerce, finance, or media for competitive analysis, sentiment tracking, or automated reporting. Marketing agencies to monitor brands, mentions, or optimize campaigns. The average user might indirectly benefit, but doesn't set up agents themselves. Depends what you mean by benefit. So, why would we care? It's because just what I said. I think it's good to be aware that maybe the internet is completely overran by bots. It's definitely going to be overran by bots now. So it's dictating everything that's going to your head, and that is going to dictate the choices you're going to make later in life. And by later, I mean like 1 second later when you go about do your life. It dictates your thoughts, the vibe around your perceptions. So this is just really wild. So the problem that ClawPod solves. these unblockable swarms of 145,000 OpenClaw agents to surf the open web. The problem that it solved is websites often block bots or automated tools like AI agents scraping data for training models or analysis by detecting patterns like repeated requests from the same IP address or data center. Okay, so this leads to issues like CAPTCHAs. Oh, those CAPTCHA puzzles. Oh, find the bike. Which pictures have the bikes in it? Choose the squares that have all the bikes in it. That's the CAPTCHAs. So this leads to issues like CAPTCHAs. To get around this, people use IP rotation. That's frequently changing the IP address used for requests to avoid detection. And also you know those 403 errors. Anyone be on a website is like 403. It goes error 403. Gone. 403. I remember I had a dream once and 403 error was written on the wall. What? On. Telling you, man, the things you see, they'll pop up in your dreams sometimes. So ClawPod's approach, it hooks into Massive's network. Massive, again, that is Jason Grad. He created Massive. Then raised that $12 million. Dude, that guy sitting on some hefty cheese block. He's making some cheddar. Helps with web data access for AI at scale, bypasses blocks without illegal tactics, and avoids traditional proxy farms, centralized services that rent out IPs but can be pricey or unreliable. Goodbye, proxy farms. Your time is now over. You can put your apron down and go home. That's what's going to happen to proxy farms. They done. They vanished. Goodbye. Get out of here. Because ClawPod is making them essentially moot. So ClawPod it's like ethical, what do they call that? Ethical. Basically, Massive emphasizes it's not a botnet. A network of compromised devices controlled without owners' knowledge, often for malicious purposes, because participants opt in knowingly. That is wild. Okay, wow. Privacy concerns, as Massive could see your traffic details like URLs visited or headers, metadata, and web requests that include info like browser type. So your activity might be linked to someone else's IP, which could cause issues if misused. Wow, that's wild. So many sites limit or block automated access to protect their data, but ClawPod routes requests through real users' IPs with consent via opt-in sharing. That's why they call it, I think it's like ethical sharing or something like that, making agents indistinguishable from humans. It allows agents to gather vast amounts of data quickly and reliably, which is crucial for tasks that would be tedious or impossible manually. Scraping is about harvesting public data for various purposes. It's not inherently malicious, but it powers a lot of modern tech. All right, so that's what's going on right now. So if y'all want to start tightening up your privacy online and, maybe not put so many pictures of the fam on there because ClawPod be going and scraping facial recognition. That's also a thing. And there's someone out there doing that. Anyone can use this, by the way. Anyone can use this. We're talking Greg over there. He can use that. Greg's a good guy. He's using it for his business. We're talking Marvin over there. That's a woman's name, Marvin. She's using it, and that's fine. She's using it for her business. But then we got Boris over there, and that's not fine. It's not good. Boris is a little nefarious, and he using that ClawPod. That's what I'm saying. Anyone can use it, so just keep that in mind. Okay, let's move off of that. Moving on. Okay, I got a figure update. This is so exciting. Okay, let's do a little more of our blue song. Ready? Because I'm excited about this. I don't have the... All right, here we go. Okay, good thing. That's okay. You know what? It was good I was a complete square as a teenager, because no one would want to see that dance. I would have been in the corner doing whatever someone gave me. You know, whatever you got over there. What you got? What kind of things you got? Give me that. And then I'd be over in the corner doing those moves. So no one needed to see that. And but you guys just saw that. That's all right. That was entertaining. Was it? I don't know. Let's move on. Good God. Good God. Okay. We're just over here. I'm just over here entertaining myself at this point. So let's move on. I want to talk about Figure. Figure got a new update. What? Figure got a new update? Didn't I just talk about a new update last week about Figure? Yes, I did. Figure be updating. Figure be moving at lightning speed. We got Edelberg over there. He's an engineer over there. Edelberg over there. They moving so fast. How fast are they moving? Well, if you say tech moved at let's see. Tech moved at a pretty good clip a few years ago. Well, then Figure be moving at the speed of light at this point. That's what's going on. So you got Edelberg over there. You got Brett Adcock over there. And Brett Adcock, he is the CEO and founder of Figure. And he, what's that last name? What's the Adcock? What is that? Is that Comanche? What is that, Saskatchewanian? No, I think he from Illinois. Yeah, Brett Adcock, he from Illinois. Brett Adcock, he used to wear those cowboy boots, and now he wearing those Kenneth Cole Tech sneaks, running with his robot. You see anyone else out there doing that? Huh? Who else is out there running with their robot? And I asked attempt number 2 last week for Brett Adcock to be running in the world's first robot charity 5K. And again, I'm going to ask you, Brett Adcock, if I can go ahead and run next to Figure in the world's first robot charity 5K. We're talking Figure funds for STEM engineering, Figure funds for robotics for schools that cannot afford a robotics program, and also Figure funds for felines. And we're going to double up on the charity over there. So that would be incredible. Let's go. Ding, 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 ding. That's Figure running. Ding, 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 ding. And he go ding, ding, because that's what he sounds like. That's his feet. He's strong. So we're talking here, Figure got another update. He had that update that System 0 was added to his System 1, System 2 architecture. And now that System 0 was added last week. And now we're talking about new digits. Figure got a new hand. Figure got a new orthopedic. That's what I'm saying. Here we go. Orthopedics are super hard to do. Brett Adcock says, I've been waiting 3 years to show you this. We just launched our 3rd generation humanoid, but we are already on our 7th gen hand. Our team has quietly worked for years to approach parity with a human hand. That's very hard to do, by the way. Excited to share a sneak peek of some of the best in engineering I've ever seen. So we have Figgy here. Here we go. Let me get sound on this. Oh, his hand. Oh, that's like ASMR. Oh, it's very quiet. Ready? Whoa, guys! Holy, I gotta put my Hans device on for this. Holy smokes, guys. This hand, those digits, man. Whoa. This hand, this orthopedic, it's got some debonair. It's got a little panache to them. And these hands and orthopedics, they're just insanely hard to do. You ever take a look at your own hand and then you try to make a robot hand? Good luck. Go ahead, your turn. And we're talking like degrees of freedom, and the way that it is moving so smooth. So smooth. And that Brett Adcock over there, he's like the Luther Vandross of robots, because look how smooth this robot is. Luther Vandross was smooth. Well, this robot hand is smooth. That's incredible. That's the kind of hand I want to see on my robot. I don't want to see no claw, no clippity claw, no, I don't want to see no velociraptor hand, 3-talon hand with like a kill talon coming out at the pink. No. I want to see this beautiful parody of a human hand. That's what I want to see. And that's what we're seeing right here with our own eyeballs. These digits, they're just moving so smooth. So let's see. If I'm going to guess, it's going to be around 22 degrees of freedom. That's that DOF. That's that independent movements a joint can make. Your joints can make. That's that DOF. Degrees of freedom. You gotta have that DOF or that DTF. Not me. Yeah, y'all love it. Y'all love my cheese. Y'all love my cheesy jokes. And my cheesy Holmes device. Okay, so hands are hard. We got Elon here talking about hands and how hard they are to make. Now, Elon, he makes that Optimus. And I guess you could say Elon and Brett are competitors, but I hope they don't view each other that way, because they're the only ones doing what they're doing. So I really hope they support each other. Guys, please support each other, because America needs you guys to be supportive of each other. Like, isn't it nice to have a friend who's doing the same thing you're doing, because what you guys are doing, no one else is freaking doing. So you get a little caught up on something. Like, man, I need to add one more degree of freedom to this hand. How do I do that? You call up Brett, maybe Elon call up Brett, be like, Brett, how you do that, man? How you doing that? And then they can problem solve together. And that's what I would hope is happening out there in my beautiful little world where everyone's just getting along. So we're talking here, we got Elon talking about a hand, the Optimus hand, robot hand. Now, Elon's working on that Gen 3 hand, the Optimus Gen 3 hand. And I think that's going to be, let's see, Tesla's official guidance from their Q4 2025 earnings report. In Q1 of this year, 2026, we plan to unveil the Gen 3 version of Optimus, which will include major upgrades from version 2.5, including our latest hand design. So I think we'll be expecting that maybe around March-ish. Q1 2026 runs from January 1st to March 31st. Maybe it might be Q2, but I'll keep you updated on Optimus's new hand. Everyone's working on those orthopedics. That's a very hard thing to do. You got a whole entire department working on those orthopedics. And let's see what Elon has to say about engineering a hand.
Yes, we could not actually buy the actuators for any amount of money. They simply didn't exist. Even though there are, I don't know, 10, 20,000 electric motors out there of various sizes and shapes. We've had to design every electric motor, gearbox, and the controlling electronics from scratch, basically from physics first principles.
Well, the good news is you've got a lot of experience with factories over the last couple of decades. So
yeah.
How challenging is this versus Cybertruck, Model Y,
Model X,
Gigafactory, the Fabergé egg known as the Model X? Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's Jason Kalagakis. He's the all-in pod.
It's harder than any of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Much harder? Significantly, yeah.
Starship.
Yes. Well,
Harder than
Starship. No,
That's wild.
Starship's harder. Starship's harder.
So somewhere between a Model X and a Starship.
Yeah.
What's harder, the hardware or the software?
Hardware.
Right now, we're struggling with the final design of the hardware. Like I said, it's really primarily the hand.
Hard.
Not to just dismiss the rest of the robot. The rest of it's also important, but the hands inclusive of the forearm are a majority of the engineering difficulty of the entire robot.
And hardware, Brett Adcock's has talked about how important hardware is. There's so much emphasis on software, but people who are putting more emphasis on hardware and starting hardware companies now are going to have a very secure future. Not a lot of people are putting a lot of energy, focus on hardware, and that is a very integral part of a robotics company, as Elon was saying. And it's super hard. I think that's why people just, they don't focus on it, because you'll get a little bit further and faster with developing software. But man, good Lord, that figure hand and that Gen 3 hand. I think we got a little sneak peek into the Gen 3 Optimus hand. Let's see that. Okay. Here is the next generation Tesla bot hand with 22 degrees of freedom. That's that independent movements that a joint can make. That's that DOF, 22 degrees of freedom. It looks remarkably human-like. The previous version had 11 degrees of freedom. That's a huge upgrade. That's double. We double in our bets. That's what's happening around in Bot Town. Doubling the bets. You got 11 degrees of freedom. I see your 11, and what's the term? I see your 11, and I raise you 11. So let me see 22 DOF. That's amazing. Wow. Moving on. That's wild. Oh, and also Optimus. Last week I talked about the A14 chip. And the A15 chip is coming out, but I want to also clarify that the Optimus humanoid robot, A14 and A15, you most commonly hear this. This is the chip. This is the computer that runs Tesla. You commonly hear this in the chip or the computer, the brain that runs the cars, Tesla. But the Optimus robot, a humanoid robot, runs on a version of the same FSD computer found in Tesla vehicles, full self-driving computer found in Tesla vehicles. The brain is currently Optimus, utilizes the A14 hardware for platform. Tesla's strategy is unified AI, meaning the same software brain that learns how to drive a car is being adapted to help the robot walk and manipulate objects. Elon Musk recently announced the next generation A15 hardware 5, which is expected to be roughly 10 times more powerful. The chip is slated to power both the next generation of Tesla vehicles and the Optimus Gen 3 robots with that new Optimus Gen 3 hand. I'm going to talk about that next week because it's a lot to go into and I'm excited to get into it. But we're going to talk about that next week, the brain of Optimus and how it ties all into Tesla and obviously XAI, which is now, I think, merged in with SpaceX. I think it is. What do you mean you think? What do you mean you think? That was in the news. What are you talking about? Good God, Mother Teresa, get it right. I'm not telling Mother Teresa to get it right. I'm just saying, good God, get it right. Lord help us all, Mother Teresa. Let's move on. Okay. So we have Overland AI. This company caught my attention. Any kind of defense company catches my attention. It's very interesting to me. I was a Marine Corps officer candidate at once upon a time, and I just had a interest in it. And so anything like defense-wise, it just really catches my attention. And I've spoken about Brett Adcock's brother, Colby Adcock, over there. He is a co-founder of a company called Scout AI, and that's also a defense company. And they got that Fury brain. That's that AI brain called Fury. And Overland AI, they've been around a little bit longer. They do a little more focus on all-terrain four-wheeled vehicles versus Scout AI. They do that like swarm technology where you could put their AI brain into a drone, something flying, maybe like a quadcopter, and also land vehicles, and everything talks to each other. Now, Overland AI, they focus a little more on hardware and software of four-wheeled all-terrain vehicles rolling through the muck and mire. So I call it a muck and mire eater. That's what this thing is. They got something called Ultra. Overland AI is a defense technology company based out of Seattle, Washington that specializes in off-road autonomous vehicle systems. Founded in 2022, it is a spin-out from the University of Washington's Robot Learning Laboratory. That's interesting. The company is best known for its Overdrive Autonomy Stack and Ultra, a purpose-built autonomous tactical ground vehicle designed to navigate complex off-road and GPS-denied environments at high speed. So who's the president over there? That's Byron. Who's the president over there, Overland AI? That's Byron Bots. Boats, Boots. That's over there. Stephanie Bank is the president. And we got Greg Okopal, COO. I'm always interested in the financing. Show me the money. Where's this company going? We have total funding raised approximately 142 mil. That's nothing to cough at. So they're doing pretty good. Their technology is designed to take human war fighters out of the point of breach, the most dangerous parts of a mission, by using autonomous vehicles. So that's what these AI defense companies, that's their goals. And that's specifically Overland AI's goal, but also Scout AI. And I'm talking about Andriel, that Palmer Lucky over there. It's all about taking the human being out of war fighting. And that's a wild thing to think about. It would be, what? We're just going to have machines fighting machines to keep the humans safe? Are they all going to gather in like a field? Before it used to be, you go and you ransack a certain area. Like D-Day, they went up on the beach and they just started running toward each other like ding, 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 ding. So is it going to be like, we're going to go do this warfare in this field? Or is it just going to be one day there's going to just be explosions in the sky over a city and everyone's going to have to run? And I can't even, no human being is going to be a part of this fight, but we will certainly be in the danger zones of it. That's for sure. It kind of reminds me of that Terminator opening scene where all the Terminators, all the bots are just kind of fighting each other, and it's just really weird. Just a weird feature to think about, man. And I I'm not sure what to say about that. I think about everything's going to be automated. Basically, any kind of like work. First of all, white collar jobs are going to be the first to go. They're going to be the easiest to automate. Then you got blue collar jobs. Then you got warfare. And so like humans aren't going to be needed to do anything except they're going to have to keep money, keep money flowing around, flowing in the economy and whatever that means, crypto, whatever kind of thing. It's going to have to be, human beings are going to be the ones to have to keep the economy financially rolling, because otherwise, like, robots and bots don't need anything. They don't need food. They don't need nothing. They could just like get a solar panel, plug into the sun, get those gamma rays up their beach and get charged. I mean, humans can't do that. We need food and clothes, and we need heat, and we need air conditioning. Well, really, we need to pay our bill. We need to pay our rent. So what are we going to do? What are humans going to be doing? It's going to be wild. Woo! What a future we are headed into. Hopefully the best case scenario. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer over here. I think it will be fine. It will be fine. So this Overland AI here. Here we go. Let me pull this up. Oh, let me get some sound on this Bichon. Okay, we have a vehicle coming. Oh. It's going through that muck and mire. It's eating that muck and mire for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks. This Ultra. This is Overland AI Ultra. Woo! Dude! Look at that thing! That's what it's doing. It's eating that muck and mire for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And then it goes and it sounds like this when it's idling. Give me more of that muck and mire. That's what it's doing. It wants more. You know why? Because it can handle it. That's why Ultra can handle it. So Ultra is their flagship hardware product, an electric unmanned ground vehicle, UGA, built in-house. It's modular, can swap payloads for different missions with specs like 100-mile range. Whoa, that's really good. 1,000-pound payload capacity. Holy smokes. And the ability to operate in extreme conditions. The mud demo maintains traction despite splattered senses. So that's amazing. It's designed as an attritable. Hang on, I can read. Just give me a second. Attritable asset, cheap enough to lose in combat without major cost. Attritable. Yeah, I said it right. That's right. I said it right. So basically, this is cheap enough to lose in combat without major cost. Okay, well, I'm not sure. I don't have any pricing on here, but all right. They integrate onboard compute powerful edge processors for real-time AI decisions without cloud reliance. You can't be having cloud reliance when you're out there in the muck and mire. You need that edge computing. That means there's a device close by in the vehicle where it can do its computations out of. It don't need that cloud connection. Let's see. Sensors for multimodal perception and manufacturing capabilities to scale production, that's integrated into Ultra here. Their electric unmanned ground vehicle. This is amazing. Wow. 100-mile range, 100-mile range, 1,000-pound payload capacity. So you can load that Bichon up. That's what I'm saying. And it's going through that muck and mire. It's eating that muck and mire for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. and all of its sensors is getting all muddy. But it can still go do its thing. And again, when it idles, it sounds like it wants more of that muck and mire. It's like, I got more in me. I can still see. I'm gonna turn your hands into ashtrays. Let me go. What's going on here? Love seeing that thing. That's really cool. So, again, so we have that's Overland AI, and then not to be confused with Scout AI, who does the drone swarm technology thing. Okay, so moving on. We got Digit over here. And Digit is from Agility Robotics. And this was a post by Chris Paxton. And Chris Paxton, he's that AI wizard. I think that's his professional title, AI wizard. And he works over there at Agility. So I've been talking about Agility Robotics for a couple years now. I did a sketch. Starting my comedy career, I used to do sketches in my basement. It was really fun. And I did a lot of research for them. And one of the researches I did was on this new company called Agility Robotics. They were making a factory called RoboFab. And this RoboFab factory, it's in Salem, Oregon. It opened in 2023. Robots building robots assembly line. And they are ready to hit the mark of producing 10,000 digits a year in the coming years. That's what they're trying to work on. So basically, you're going to have digits building digits. And my whole sketch was about, what if Digit becomes sentient one day and wakes up and he's assembling another digit. And he's like, hey, why you look like me? Why you got those backward legs like a bird? No other robot out there has bird legs on us. Who are you? And digits, and the digit assembling the digit is like, what am I doing? And then the digit that's getting assembled wakes up and is like, what are you doing? Why do I look like you? And why are there so many of us? So it was just kind of a little bit of a dark humor view on it. And then basically the sketch ended up with they all, Digit got kind of like depressed. And then he was like from, what was it? Pulp Fiction. He started forming a club. He had like this dual personality thing because he was so depressed. And then he started forming a club. And then he busted on out of there. And he got like counterfeit things from like Amazon. And he was riding around in a Ford truck. I don't know, but it was a great sketch. It's just super fun to see, where that could go if a robot becomes sentient in a factory building itself. So anyway, so we got Digit over here, and Digit, this is that robot with those bird legs. That's that biomimicry. They mimicked something in nature, and that's a bird because they're like, those legs look like they walk good. We're gonna put those on our robot. So Digit he's walking around over there. Now he's picking up cinder blocks. Let's see. Still one of the top, wait, this might really work kind of moments for me. Chris Paxton, and he works on that AI over there. And the cinder blocks are 20 pounds each. Holy smokes. And Digit's just picking them up like they're nothing. In front of you, guys, try to pick 20 pounds each up with your arms out, not close to your body. So that weight, that's going to be out in front of you. You got to have some really good muscles up by your chest and your shoulders to hold that weight out there in the open space like that, not close to your body. That's really amazing. 2 20-pound cinder blocks. And Digit just, he got those hands, a little clippy hands, but they're working. They're working really good. Digit's great. I think Digit's fantastic. He got that little camo up there. And Agility is, I think they're the first or the only robotic company that is OSHA approved for government use, I do believe. So that's an interesting factoid. Moving on. I was going to talk a little bit about digits, the why it can do that. Is anyone interested in that? I'm always interested in that, like the robot brain. It uses NVIDIA. It uses the NVIDIA Jetson Thor. I've talked about the 2070 T-flops. That's that trillion operations per second. And what's a flop? That's a floating point operation per second. A floating point is a math calculation with a decimal. And that's what it's doing. It's a real-time reasoning and generative AI. So Digit got one of those for a brain. 2070, that's a FP4. That's a 4-bit. Thinking in those 4 bits. A 4-bit world instead of any other bit. Instead of a high bit or a lower bit. So 2070 FP4, it's a sparse. It's called sparse. The GPU cheats by skipping math problems where the answer is 0. So like I said, robots have an AI brain. It's an AI model that was trained for the robot's brain. So robots have an AI brain. They are AI. So basically, AI thinks in calculations, logic and calculations. They're always doing math. They have something called vectors in their head where they have all these words and that are linked up with numbers so that it can understand our language. It's got that, and then it makes some tokens, and this is all a robot brain. So when I say this 2070 FP4 is considered sparse, it's called sparse calculating. The GP, it's a graphic processing unit. That's a robot brain. So it cheats by skipping math problems because the robot's doing math calculations all the time, where the answer is 0. There's a lot of those. Since a lot of AI models have a lot of zeros, NVIDIA's sparse technology effectively double the speed again by just not doing unnecessary work. And that's what that 2070 4-bit is doing versus an 8-bit, like a faster 8-bit. It's going to be half that. It's going to be like higher precision. So, there's that thing in the brain, in this NVIDIA chip. It's the bit switcher, I call it. It's switching bits. It's going from FP4 to FP8 to FP16. It's constantly, there's this closed loop system where it's constantly checking its math. And so because it's going to be doing calculations upon calculations, it's got to make sure that the calculation it's doing its calculations upon is correct, or else the outcome will not be correct. So there's a lot of things going on in there. The bit switcher switching bits, that's called dynamic precision. It can automatically switch bits like an FP8 and FP4. NVIDIA, it was trained in NVIDIA Isaac Sim, which was built on top of a physics engine. And so it's called Isaac Sim uses a high fidelity physics, meaning it's designed to be accurate enough that a robot trained in the simulation can perform the same way in the real world, a concept known as sim to real. Simulation to reality. There's a simulation to reality gap that people are trying to close, and that's a hard thing to do. But people are doing it. They're doing it. Let's see. Let's not forget about this. I haven't talked about this in a while. The NVIDIA brain that Digit is doing over there. Digit got also, who else got that? Atlas, Figure. They got that NVIDIA graphic processing unit, that Jetson Thor. And what's that doing? That's doing some real-time action chonking. That's doing some action chonking with transfer. I'm sorry, it's doing some real-time action chunking with transformers. ACT, A-C-T. What's that Digit doing over there? Well, it's doing some real-time action chunking. And that's action chunking with transformers is a technique where the robot doesn't just decide its next single millimeter of movement. It predicts a whole chunk of future actions, like a 1-second sequence of arm movements. The old way, we're talking robots calculated every single tiny step individually. If the AI lagged for even a millisecond, the robot would stutter or jerk. Like it would be in the middle of trying to pick something up, be like, oh no, now there's latency. It can't figure out how to pick this up because it's kind of heavy now. It's going to be like really jerky about it, or it's going to drop the thing. And that's the old way of doing it. But the chonking way, what you saying? It got some real-time action chonking. That's the best way. Give me that chonky. Do it. The truffle shuffle. Okay, y'all know what that's from. The chonking way. The robot predicts a smooth sequence. Even if the main brain is busy thinking for a split second, the limbs have a buffer of actions to keep moving fluidly. In early 2026, researchers have introduced masked action chonking, REMAC. What you call that over there, Gina? What's that called? When a robot can think really fast through situations. That's called REMAC. That is called masked action chonking. This allows the robot to correct its chonk midstream. Yes. If it realizes the box it's picking up is heavier than expected or has shifted. What? Well, I do believe that's how a human being thinks through things. And that is exactly right. So maybe it's right that we are anthropomorphizing robots and AI because they're now thinking like human beings do. It's mind-blowing. Holy smokes. I think I would like a little bit of that in my life. I would like, what you want in your life, Lisa? I want some of that real-time action chonking. Give me that masked action chonking. That's what I want for Christmas this year. Lord Jesus, make my brain faster. Help me flip bits faster in this brain. Give me one of those transistor engines in this brain. Moving on. Excuse me. I'm going to wrap up here. We're going a little long. So I'm going to talk about small modular reactors next time. I had that on the docket today, small modular nuclear reactors. And I'm interested in seeing what kind of nuclear reactors we'll be putting on the moon, because I heard President Xi say he wanted to do it, and now America wants to do it. So that's very interesting. How's that going to work? I'll talk about that next week. Let's see. I have the future of retirement, Peter Diamandis, and he's been around. He's a prominent investor in the tech industry, and he's talking to Elon Musk about the future of retirement. You want to get into that? Let's see what's up. How long is this? Oh, that's a long clip. Let's see.
My concern isn't the long run, it's the next 3 to 7 years. How do we head towards Star Trek and not Terminator?
I call AI and robotics the supersonic tsunami. We're in the singularity.
When is all white-collar work gone?
Anything short of shaping atoms, AI can do half or more of those jobs right now.
There's no on-off switch. It is coming and accelerating.
The transition will be bumpy.
You have a solution to this.
I don't make a bet here.
China's done an incredible job.
Of course, it just cut short on what Elon's answer is to that. Anyway, this clip, it's, let's see who posted this. Peter Diamandis. Sorry, man, I can't pronounce your last name. I'm so bad at that. He posted this. So go ahead on his X. You can find this clip. It's almost 3 minutes. Join my conversation with Elon Musk on AGI, timelines, energy, robots, and why abundance is the most likely outcome for humanity's future, alongside my moonshot mate, David Blunden. I think that's his. Moonshot is the podcast. And Peter, he actually recently went and visited Brett Adcock over there at Figure. So he's getting around and seeing what's up with the future, what's going on. He wants to get his eyeballs on the pulse. You get your eyeballs on the pulse. You get your finger on the pulse. You got to get everything on the pulse these days. You got to get your foot on the pulse. You got to get your bum on the pulse. You got to get your head on the pulse. Because it's a pulsing. This technology is a pulsing. Holy smokes. Okay, so I have here. This is weird. So we have a grocery store that is fully ran autonomously by robots. Excuse me. Okay. HANGZHOU. Residents soon living with humanoid robots. I think that's in China. A single humanoid robot can basically run an entire store, handling customer service, guiding shoppers, restocking shelves, and even scanning payments. It still needs humans operating it remotely for now. But the day when these robots seamlessly blend into our daily lives and commerce feels incredibly close, that's wild. China's just out there. They're just like putting their robot. They are infusing their robots into society to basically desensitize human beings. We're not doing that here in America. We have to desensitize human beings to these robots, or else you're going to have a bunch of scared wild horses running around, run them over. It's going to be chaos, setting them on fire. So tearing them apart limb from limb. And here's the thing, robots have a really good memory, so we don't want that to happen. But yeah, this is just a interesting, very interesting video showing this robot kind of navigating around this store with a human being. There we go. Okay. The thing is, historically, who owns grocery stores like in the city? You might think of a certain ethnicity. I know growing up, we had 7-Eleven. 7-Elevens, they were owned by Indians. A lot of Indians own them. And, you had to be just kind of a business person, an entrepreneur to own a store, any store. I'm off the Indian thing. But what I'm saying is now, in order to own a store, it's a whole different demographic we're talking about. We're talking about coders, computer scientists, people who know how to use OpenClaw. You can probably design a whole freaking swarm of OpenClaws, get those Mac Minis, go ahead, set them all up in just like a spare bedroom in your basement, in your living room, just hundreds of those Bayshons, those Mac Minis in there. They got that OpenClaw on it. Now they are running your robot that is running your convenience store, your grocery store. You don't even have to operate the robots. You can just have OpenClaw operating them and then telling you what's going on, what's happening. OpenClaw just asks you what's going on. Like, hey, we've came across this problem. What do I do? And then OpenClaw goes and tells the robot what to do. That's the future. Oh. It's okay. We still have this to listen to. I'm blue. And we could just still dance with each other and our robot friends. I want to dance with my robot friend. Oh, what's up with this? We have Robo-Dog meets Real Dog. We got commercials. We have commercials now? Come on. Huh. Okay, we got a cute little dog here. Looks like a pit bull mix. This dog like, dude, what are you doing? Get out of here. I see you. I know what you doing. I know what's up. Let me sniff your butt. I don't smell anything. This dog's like, I smell nothing. You can't fool me. Get out of here with your snake head. Get that weird snake head thingy out of here. That dog is thinking it can destroy that robo-dog in 2 seconds, probably. We had a dog that looked just like that dog. Her name was Crew, and she was really adorable. And if she wanted to, she was a protector. And she could probably go ahead and take that robo-dog out. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not making the robo-dog the enemy here. But I'm just saying, animals, you can't fool them. They know what's up. That's all I'm saying. We got a horse over here. This is in China. And we got a horse. Oh, this is Shebot. I call her Shebot. She got that chest. She got those peaches. And she walking around with that good gait with those hips. With that slap gait. And we got a horse over here. I think this is X-Ping. That's what I'm saying. I think this is X-Ping Iron. And they got it with this horse. And this horse is kind of sniffing it. Like, what's up? I guess you're my master now. I guess you guys are going to rule the world. So I'm going to go ahead and walk with you because I'm hoping that you're going to feed me instead of these human beings. Human beings are second-class citizens now. Take a back seat. I'm going to go with this robot. And that's what's going on over here. You can't fool an animal. And on that note, I'm going to end this podcast. I was so excited. It was really fun to be here with you guys. And I will see you next week. Have a fantastic day, fantastic week. Put a smile on that face. And I love all you guys out there. Bye.